Hello viewer. This is kind of a special video for me, because I main Undercover brella, and so I'd like to say that whilst I'm not competitive, I do know a lot about this weapon, and I won't be saying what the meta is, and maybe I'm an idiot and I'm wrong, but this is what I know, from my experience, all the way from C to X rank. First, I want to say that the Undercover brella is not a weapon for the dabbler, in my opinion. Main it, or secondary it, but if you don't have a main and you don't plan to get one, I wouldn't recommend trying it once in a while. However, if you have a main, or are looking for one, I think you should give it a try. Let's start with an overview of what you should do, small scale, with the brella. Despite its name, the Undercover brella is not a spy weapon. An Undercover brella should be in the center, holding down an area and pressuring enemies so their team can get kills. One of the most important things to do as an Undercover brella is to not just hold out your shield and rapid fire until you kill somebody. Just because you get given the ability to hold down your weapon until you kill somebody, doesn't mean it's a good idea. That's probably the reason why not many people play this weapon. They don't know that. So focus on staying alive, and keep pressuring the opponent without going for lots of kills or extending a lot. Also, don't overly try to confirm kills. Undercover is not a weapon that's great for that. Now I'm going to explain where you can use the weapon. I would say it works best in splat zones, which just happens to be my favourite mode, and tower control. In splat zones, it's useful for its powerful defensive capabilities, and in tower control it can ride well enough, even though it's no regular brella, and it's also able to keep the enemy far enough away from the tower to stop them killing the rider. In splat zones, you've got to rush straight to the zone right at the start so that you're the one defending when the other team arrives. When defending, you must constantly weave around the area and not keep your shield up for too long. In tower control, you've got to stay around the tower, even if not on it. Try to stay alive as long as possible, as without you, the rock of the team, the push will probably fail unless there's another tank weapon on the team. I stress again, keep your shield out only the minimum amount because it is paper mache, but don't be scared of using it if you need to. Undercover brella is really about strategic shield usage. The best role for an Undercover brella is as a defensive position-holding support, although it can be used as a support-slayer hybrid. The worst part of the brella is that I find that it's very bad at comebacks, so try to stay back and constantly be supporting your team when they're trying to come back. What about the different variants? The first variant is the regular Undercover brella. This weapon is one of the two good variants of the weapon, and this is the middle-of-the-road weapon in terms of sub-use. You need to place a lot of ink mines, so many that it makes the enemy scared that wherever there's ink, there's a mine, but not so many that most of your time is recovering ink. This brella, in my opinion, is the most aggressive Undercover brella due to its splashdown, which allows you to get your shield back quickly after it's broken and survive, even in situations where regularly you would die after your shield breaks. You need to use it preemptively as your shield is breaking, or you increase the risk of enemies killing you on your way up. Always use your splashdown in reaction to nearly dying if playing aggressively, as this will happen often in that playstyle, and don't be afraid to spend time turfing to charge special. As you need it often, the weapon can turf really well, and the special charge is very fast. It's the fastest splashdown in the game, I believe. I used to main this variant, but now I've switched over to what most competitive players consider the variant with most potential, although that's not what I switched, the Cancer Undercover. On with that weapon, the Cancer Undercover is brella, sub-spam edition. The torpedo is, in my opinion, the best sub-weapon in the whole game, only underappreciated because they gave it to a load of weapons that the community as a whole doesn't think particularly highly of. I think, of course, that we're incredibly lucky to have it on Undercover, and I think it synergizes pretty well with it. So with this weapon, stay in the pit, holding territory and dashing around your enemies, and use your sub wherever applicable. Use your special soon after you get it, but not necessarily straight away. Also, don't be afraid to use your special in a situation that's good for you, but not necessarily the whole team, as they'll probably still appreciate it, even if it won't be used for a big push. This is my current main, and a fantastic support weapon, in my opinion even better than the NZAP. And that only leaves the variation that ruins the Undercover brella's reputation. The Sorella Undercover brella. Whilst this seems like it would be the perfect weapon to take advantage of the Undercover brella's slayerish potential, it only shows that it is a far superior support weapon, or at least synergizes with support subs. I can say that this weapon is excellent for clan blitz, and if you use the splat bombs not too often but to pressure enemies before going on an assault, and use the baller when the enemy is pushing, or your team is pushing, it can work well, but that's about it as I haven't really played this variant too much. To finish, let's discuss matchups. Rollers are not great, as they can flick over the shield, but if a roller isn't flicking over the shield, then you can kill them, as long as it's not a carbon. Sloshers? Just no. They don't even have to try to slosh over your shield. Stay away. Blasters are like sloshers. They are the hardest counter to all brellas. Run. Chargers are easy to defeat, as your shield reaches fast and can take a fully charged shot from any charger. Push up towards the charger, going through open spaces when your shield is available, and when you get close, commit, kill enemy. Brushes are doable, but Octobrush is tough because of its high damage. Try to come up on them from behind and you can kill them. With Splatlings, you can kill them if you are sparing with your shield, but be careful with mini Splatlings as their short charge time can end you. Julies, whilst being powerful against other brellas, are weak to the Undercover, because the Undercover can angle its brella in any direction with only a few ticks of lag. This means that whilst you have to focus on making sure the brella's shield is pointed towards the hyperactive child, Julie player, it is possible, and you've just got to shoot at them whilst they flail about, dodge rolling this way and that, not realising there is no hope, and their fate is sealed. Watch out for regular brellas, as your shots are slow enough for them to block them, but other undercovers are evenly matched, although, when fighting against another undercover playing Cancer is your best bet, and Torpedo kills the shield really easily. And Tenters can't fight anything, so why would they be able to fight you? Shooters are really what this class excels at killing, because they can't do enough damage to kill the shield before they die if you can aim, and the short-ranged ones are outranged by you. If the enemy team ends up being 3 shooters or all shooters, you're in for a good time. Oh wait! Also, time for gear abilities. Oh, I know almost nothing about gear abilities and basically just shove as many ink recovery and ink saver subs on the gear as I can. All I can say is that the main power-up is pretty good on this weapon because it reduces the shield regeneration time, but other than that, I guess Ink Saver Sub is good on the Cancer one, but that could just be personal preference. I hope you've enjoyed this guide for a weapon that I love so much and I wish was appreciated more, and I hope you give it a try, even if you weren't planning to.